Welcome back to the outside looking in. We're talking about the sex ed.
That's smoking. Since this is right up his alley.
You see how this topic is a tough topic, but let's hit it.
We're going to catch
Culture
flack.
versus
Yeah, how early should I try? Honestly, I didn't watch all of the video because
yes.
I kind of felt the guy would be talking. He'll be talking left. Yeah, the guy on Arise.
Okay. He wasn't talking left.
No,
He was saying
I thought he was.
He was saying shouldn't be educated sexually. I was talking
No,
about infertility or something like that.
No. Well, some of the things you were saying were probably going too far into where he was trying to go with it. But my understanding of what he was saying is that some of these programs were pushing in the name of sex education, right? Really explicit curriculum on these children. And it's extreme. You get like he was talking about that some of the texts that they had gone and investigated and seen, okay, like it's extreme. Like why is the book talking about masturbation and you get like really graphic things that these children on a good day would not normally come in contact with at that age. I think I don't know. Like that's why I said you guys that are in the medical profession might be able to give me a little bit more insight into it, because from a social moralistic standpoint, you should be in your late teens before you meet graphic sexual information.
Let's sorry, let me just to jump in. When you say late teens, are you talking 18, 19?
No, not 18, but like maybe to put it in context, maybe SS1. Like let's use Nigerian secondary school context. When after you graduate from junior secondary, SS1.
That's 13, 14.
That's 13, 14, which I don't think is too bad.
No, it's not.
But these people are talking about primary school people getting sex education.
Yes, I agree.
I think there are different levels to it.
As in, you agree that they should get it that early. That's what you're saying, Smokey.
Yes, I agree. It should be progressive.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Because
the sex,
remember,
go ahead,
let me
go
just I'll let you speak. Remember that if the kids in my primary school were like the kids in your primary school, at 9, 10, the girls already had breasts. They already were using deodorant. Yes. Yes. They were already having. They were self-conscious. Some were having. Some girls. Yeah. Well, and then some of those girls probably had seen their first periods. 10, 11, 9, 10, 11. 9 is pretty early. 9, 10, 11. So I think a girl that has, boys develop later, but a girl that has seen her first period or already has little breasts should be told so that she doesn't get taken advantage of. You can do it progressively. So I'll let Ugo continue.
Yeah, I agree. So the sex ed you would be teaching somebody about at 9, 10, you step it up as the person grows a bit older. And like Smokey said, people develop, some are quicker than others. At 10, 9, some people start seeing their periods. They might have elder sisters, whatever, and you have to You have to legislate for that. You have to cover for that. And you have to break these things in to let them know that, oh, these changes are happening, this, and when these changes are happening, that and that can happen if this and the other will happen. And children are they're like sponges. It, how did someone put it? If you don't teach them, they could learn it from a less convenient or less safe avenue. And that's where people run into trouble. So when you break it down to them that this is not taboo, it's not something you should be ashamed of because this is just your body going through its normal phase, you're having your periods, this and that. So you break it down in stages, and as they progress, you can make it more graphic. What you would teach a 15-year-old, I don't think you should go and throw it to a 9 or 10-year-old, whatever person. So the problem is when you're trying to use one size fits all, then you now what you're giving a 15-year-old, you now throw it at a 9-year-old, then you're just going to be over that child, that poor child.
Which I'm guessing is what the guy is pointing to, like from that video, right? He's pointing to really, really graphic curriculum that really minor kids are getting. Which I feel I actually agree with you. Like I said, my thing is like 13, 14, right? Then they should be getting the full whammy, right? Well, anything less than that, please, those
It's
children are too
progressive.
young to be
That's what I'm
that
saying.
age.
You give it in bites, in small
Yeah,
bits.
bite
It's
set. Yeah,
progressive. Yeah.
I can
At a
let me.
certain age, boom, boom. Yeah. Go on.
Yeah. So I don't know where I heard this, but I think it was over here where somebody was saying that you need to teach kids, like this is pre kids are pre-pubertal, right? Prepubescent, that that they should use the correct words. You know how you tell a little boy, oh, your pee, a little girl, your pom pom, that you teach children to say vagina and penis because because I think there were cases that came to court where child molesters did things to children, abused children, and some of those cases were thrown out because kids were saying, "Oh, he touched me in my pee, touched me in my pom pom." There was some technical way this child molesters got off the hook. So it was like, okay, going forward, children, this is my vagina. Nobody should touch my vagina except mommy.
Wait, hold on. They got off the hook
Yeah.
because the child didn't
Technicalities.
call the
Could not
they could
identify
not identify the thing.
where they were touched.
Oh.
Technicalities,
Mm.
So culturally some things are taboo for us, but if a lot of us learn stuff from older cousins, classmates, stuff stuff that you go on later in life and realize that all that was nonsense, And then I think there's a little of there's a little what's the word now? Would I say a little responsibility you have over yourself to take care of yourself as you progress through puberty. So I feel like little kids that are getting into puberty should be aware because if somebody lures you, let's say you're a little girl now, you're 12, you just had your first period, and some 15-year-old boy who you like or who likes you or who's doesn't know anything, he just wants to experiment. If you're not aware, if your mom hasn't told you that, look, if any man touches your hair, you will get pregnant, because that's what they told a lot of girls, right? If the older women in your life have not told you that, hey, this is risky. This guy get you pregnant. Or if somebody puts his pim pim in your pom pom, you could get pregnant. Somebody has to tell that little girl who just had her first period that, because a lot of people have, even the little boy that you're waiting for the right time when it will be not too uncomfortable to, he doesn't even know the consequence. He probably wouldn't fully know the full consequences. Hell, adults don't even know the full consequences of stuff. He doesn't know what the consequences are of getting someone pregnant, getting an STD, probably all on his first try, and vice versa. So, like I said, it's progressive, but you also want to be the one telling your kids, or if you're the guardian, before someone with a curriculum about masturbation comes to them.
Yeah. And apart from that, regarding the period, you have to let the girls know, because sometimes if the girl doesn't know and the wrong person gets to her, they could take advantage of that ignorance and say, oh, this is because you've done whatever, you're clean, whatever. Let me cleanse you by doing this. And that's how a lot of people can take advantage of it. So when you try to dispel that ignorance by passing on that knowledge, if the person knows that, if that kind of foolish gimmick, like, you've started your period, okay, let me cleanse you, we'll do this, and you just say, my friend, that's nonsense. I've heard this talk before. This is because of this. So you're armed with that knowledge, and you can fend off that what do you call it, the abuser. So, like we were saying before both of you came in, the sex education is important, but you have to make it age appropriate, basically. You have to make what you'll be teaching a 14-year-old, don't go and give it to a 9 or 10-year-old. Yeah. Tiara, I can see you wanting, you're about to burst through what you want to say. Go ahead, talk now.
Chomping at the bit.
I've calm now. I've calmed down. I've drank cold water. I'm now calm.
All right, don't be angry.
I think that, first and foremost, I think that we're still doing the same problem where we're addressing situations in a way that is not beneficial to anybody. You're just doing it because it is convenient for you. It's awkward for you. You're not thinking about it from long term, right? Because me, I'm a strong proponent of teaching things from first principle, generally speaking. And I know that, like, again, I've been around kids a lot. I know that by 4 or 5, they start asking you, where do babies come from? And people will say, no, it's a bird that brought it somewhere. His mommy and daddy lay down beside it. I feel like if we start approaching science and mathematics and nature from first principle to children, we should not be uncomfortable with the age that they get to understanding. Because if you ask me where baby come from, I think I should be able to explain it to you as to how baby comes from without feeling awkward or feeling like why not? Because the way you're looking at me now, okay, why not? Why not? Is it because it makes you uncomfortable?
I've not said anything.
No, yeah, you're giving me eyes. So I'm like, is it because it makes you uncomfortable? Why do you feel like you cannot tell the truth from first principle to a child? Because it has expectations to you people. That's one. Two, I don't agree that it's only females that require sex education early. I think that men also, for boys.
No, we didn't say that.
Because Ugo said something. He said that they can take advantage of the girl if she doesn't really understand it. And I'm saying they can also take advantage of the boys, because most of the men that I know were raped by an older woman. It's just that you people are uncomfortable with the idea that a woman can rape a man, which is, again, another bullshit that we need to deal with in front. But I'm saying, start from first principle. The moment they ask where the baby comes from, tell them the truth. They don't be lying. Let's not be lying up and down. Because by the time you've done that work and they introduce sex ed in school, there is no discomfort. It's not you're approaching it like it's a sexual thing. No, it's biology. You have this thing. It's called the vagina. You have this thing. It's called the
School
penis.
me. I'm a
Yeah,
5-year-old.
You didn't.
I'm a
Did you hear
5-year-old.
what I said though, Tiara? Did
No,
you
I
hear
didn't
what
hear
I?
you. I know I came late.
Okay,
I
you
only
missed
came
what I
while
said.
Ugo
Okay.
came.
I'm a 5-year-old, and I ask you, where do babies
Wait,
come from? What will you tell a 5-year-old?
Ugo, wait, go. I want to
You want
kind
to
of
put what
put
she's
what
saying in
Tia
the
is
right
saying
context.
in the right context. Like what I'm
Whoa.
hearing from what you said.
You don't want to go there, bro.
I didn't want to come
No.
for
I
him
mean,
because
I
people
mean
will say that I'm
from
coming for
what
you.
she said, from what she
What do you
said,
understand from what I
and
said?
what I understand from what you said, what Ugo said, what Smokey said, is that this information should come to the kids from the parents, right? And then school should augment that, which I completely agree with.
Whoever asked the
But
question to should answer the truth. Whoever that question was, if it's their teacher, they go and meet and say, "Where do babies come from?" The teacher has the responsibility to tell the child the truth, because some
So a
children don't have the
5-year-old.
opportunity to meet their parents or ask them.
This is true. But how do you explain to a 5-year-old where a child comes from with what you're saying? So I'm 5. You tell me.
Well, children come from the combination of two different genders. When their cells combine together, the egg meets the sperm. How do
This
you
is
I'm going
eggs
to
and
look at
sperms?
you and
this is
say,
a 5-year-old.
Google
What are you
Yeah,
Gaga.
saying?
yeah.
What are you
So
saying?
as a human being, you are made up of cells. They are the basic
Uh-huh.
unit of life. Every
Yeah,
part
you're
of
too
your body
intelligent.
is a cell,
You
right?
lost
We
the
talk
child
about.
at 2.
Exactly.
I don't
You lost the
agree.
child at 2.
That's
Wait,
why I
No,
said
because
you're too
let's hear her.
it
intelligent.
Let's hear
depends.
her.
You're too
Let's hear
intelligent.
her.
Obviously, you were
I'm in support of
understanding
Tiara,
concepts.
but again, I'm also looking at the realistic, the way
They will
it
ask.
is
They'll keep
supposed to
asking you
realistically talking
questions.
to a child.
They
What are you
will
saying?
ask,
They're
but
going to
they
keep
will
asking
ask
you
you, but
questions.
They
but you
will.
have
I know, but you need to
you
keep
have to
explaining
break
it. Like
it
when my
down.
nephew
You have
exactly,
to
you need to
break
break it
it
down.
down. But there's only so far you can break it down without telling them that look, this your PP goes in there, and then this
No,
person's.
but you would have to explain that your PP actually goes in here, and this is the consequences of your PP. After a certain age, you will produce this thing. You will actually produce it when you sleep. So it's a
I
very
don't
normal
know how.
process because this is how you grow as human beings. You know how tadpoles go into frogs. You too, you have a process. You're a tiny person. By the time you become a frog, you will have the ability to reproduce. How do you
Tiara,
reproduce? You have this
I
thing that
was.
comes out of your body that goes into this other person's body. And if favor is in your side, they will come together and they will make a bigger cell
I,
that will
And you don't
break
think
and then
that
I
combine and
was.
telling
break and
them
I
the
combine
was
until a
good. I
baby
was
is
gonna
made.
say Tiara. You said neck. I said truth. Not be the same thing. We were on the same page. But I now realized that in the words of Beyonce, "You lost me at hello,
Again, they keep asking
hello."
you. I feel like the way you approach
I
it. If they
think
keep asking you,
I
what is this? What is that?
I
You
I
keep
said
explaining that
I
this is
said
how you go.
little children should be told that this is a penis and this is a vagina. They should be aware. Now, but you know how when if you're let's say the first time you watched a kung fu movie at 7 or 5 or 6, you went out outside,
It happened to the boys.
yeah, trying to kick
It happened to
everybody.
the boys.
I don't know if it happened to you.
It did not
The
happen
first
to
time I
me
watched
Yes.
the first time I watched a kung fu movie, I wanted to,
because
I thought I
because nobody
was
The
told you the
first time I
repercussion
watched
of it.
wrestling, I doing all the moves on my
thank
brother.
you. You want to go
Again,
and
nobody
tell
told
a
you.
5-year-old
See,
that pin enters pom pom.
again, because you people
You
are
won't.
assuming that
You
it's
will
not just
say it
human
in
beings
a
that do these
you
things.
will
Now,
say it
what
in
are
a
you saying?
less
Are you saying
Dr.
that when you were a
Dexter
child you
way.
didn't see
You know,
a dog doing it?
I saw
Because
the
you're making
dog
it sound
doing
like
it
it's a human
long.
being problem.
No,
If
no,
you
no.
explain things like
So
cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect, you have to.
no,
It's your responsibility to understand, make them
I'm
understand
telling
the
you,
effect.
everything.
Again, you don't have to agree,
I
right?
was
That's
very
my own opinion on
impressionable.
this
Any you
situation.
tell me that kind of thing,
Definitely.
But
I
you're still
sit
very
in.
impressionable. That's
I
like right
well,
now, you're still very impressionable. It doesn't
so
change. It doesn't go away.
no, that's why I'm saying progressive. It's graded. What like Ugo said, what you tell a 16-year-old is not what you tell an
But
11
that's
year
your
old.
person. You are
But you
the
can
one that has
tell
a
them
child. It's your responsibility to
you
break
can
it.
tell them in
That's
a
not their
graded way,
problem in school.
but they need to be aware so that they are not taking advantage of whether they are 5, they are 9 or 16.
All right.
Okay. Can we hear Sasha's, as she says, she has, as someone has birthed 3 offspring, 3 whole human, so what?
Offspring, 3 whole human offspring.
Yeah, right, dude.
First of all, when I watched that video, that clip from the interview with the guy.
For context, everybody, we're talking about the interview of Segun Adebayo, the executive director of the Center for African Policy Research and Advisory, whereby he describes on Arise TV, he describes early sex education as an assault on the health and innocence of children. That's what we're discussing. Go ahead, Sasha. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, it didn't make sense to me because how do you say that teaching kids sex education is going to make them more immoral or whatever? Education is supposed to be an ammunition for you to help ensure that they take the right steps and guide their steps as they grow older, right? I do also believe personally that education is progressive, as you guys have said. It's not the same way I'm going to tell a 2-year-old that I'm going to tell a 10-year-old. But it's my job to make sure that that conversation is continuous over time and evolves with time so that they're continuously understanding what the implications. So as a little girl, my daughter knew what a vagina was, and she would be able to tell me, oh, this hurts. And I'm like, what is the matter? Did somebody do this? Did you do this? Blah, 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 stuff like that. My boys knew that this is a penis, this is blah, blah, blah. But you had to also limit, like, I'm not limit, but you have to manage how much information you bombard them with, but continuously monitor, continuously have those conversations. And I feel like one thing that's important, especially with where we come from, where parents are very closed off and it's a taboo, be that person that they want to have that conversation with. It is
Okay.
What did you say?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, that person that they want to have those conversations with, if they have questions, if they have concerns, if they feel uncomfortable about anything, that's one of the things that's very important to me because we no longer have the luxury of time where we feel like when they're 12, I'm going to tell them this. The internet is going to tell them at 0.6 months.
So like Hugo said,
yeah,
we are 5. We're 5-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
How do you tell us about sex education?
Honestly, I'll find the simplest way possible. How did I
you've
tell
already,
Farah?
you've already
Yeah,
had.
I'm trying to remember how I told Farah, like, or my kids. It's pretty much, me and your dad came together and we had you. You were in my tummy for a bit, and that's it. It wasn't anything like, oh, the egg and the sperm.
No, but you can see you're talking to us here and you're uncomfortable about it.
She's not uncomfortable. She can't.
Yes, that's why you're stuttering.
She's not uncomfortable.
No, but that's why you can't
think about it because no, there's nothing uncomfortable about it.
Okay.
I'm trying to think about because it's years. My daughter is 13 now. I can't remember right now. My concern is, hello, that girl that came to our house. Why is she wearing that? Right? So the problems evolve and the conversations.
So you would just come out and say, oh, you like you said, a man and a woman came together. Do you say what parts come together?
No, you don't need to.
Okay.
At a 5-year-old,
Okay.
I don't think you need to at that age. At that age, you just say, well, when this man and this they come, and then the babies come after some time.
Yeah.
That is enough for their curiosity.
But I will not tell you that it was a bird or anything. You will put that you were in my tummy. Do you understand? There's no bird. Yeah. You're too fat for a bird to carry. You are 4 kg. A bird cannot carry you. You are in my frigging tummy and you owe me your life. Right?
I agree. You almost died.
Over time, it has to evolve. It has to be more substantial over time as they grow older, as they become more, as their circles grow. From primary 2, they're entering primary 2. You don't know what the other students have, all the other children are being exposed to. You don't know what level of care or lack of care other kids have that they're doing. A lot of things, people look at the girl child as, yes, we protect the girl child. People don't realize that men go through a lot of abuse, especially in the hands of their house helps, right? Well, we're so, a lot of times we're looking in one direction. We're thinking of just one thing. But at the end of the day, this affects so many people. And they bring this to school, or they bring this in quote, they're wise, they're now woke, they know what adults do. Let's play mommy and daddy. Bruv, mommy and daddy was a real thing. If you are not wise, they will mommy you, right? So at the end of the day, I believe that the education is important. Do we need to streamline it across ages? Yes. Do we need to ensure that what is in the books and the curriculums actually are in line with what it is that we want to teach? Yes. Are there content that are being introduced on purpose and infiltrated into elements so that they're exposed to negative things? Yes. So it's the job of the government, the schools, the ministry, whatever, the teachers, that they filter through all these materials and make sure that what it is that needs to be delivered is what the content of those books and audios are.
Which is if it now strikes me as curious how everybody is saying they watched that video and felt like the guy was yarning up parts.
I
But
think the guy,
that
it's only me that feels like the guy was yarning up facts.
no,
Every other
Ugo
person may
and
not
he,
No, I
agree.
he
said it
was
was
saying
yours.
nonsense.
Ugo and Smokey also said that he was yarning up parts. Ere said
Nobody
that
agree with
There
him.
were some parts. There were some parts. No, there were some parts where he said, "Oh no, instead of rape, I said instead of that's don't let the girl do any abortions." And I was like, this man is talking absolute nonsense.
Right.
If somebody was raped,
so,
or he said even
It
if
doesn't even matter.
he said even if it was a product of incest, just take the girl to the village and let her give. I'm like, what are you talking about, this man? It doesn't make any sense.
Some of what he was saying was silly, but on the question of sex education, the sexual education, basically what I think he was saying was that I have a body that has made it our business to kind of follow up on the. We've gone to follow up, and we're seeing that the curriculum, the materials that they are teaching these children at a very young age are way above and beyond what they should be hearing. And that we all agree here that sexual
I don't
education
agree.
should be taught to kids by parents and by educational institutions. We all kind of agree
Obi, to agree or disagree with him, we have to know what material he's talking about.
He talked about it now that they showed how
Because
to wear condom
he
on
said it
things.
now.
He talked about it now. Like, did you not hear what he said? That was his problem in life. That he how to wear condom.
No, but he also talked about that they were advocating masturbation. What does advocation
like
of
I said,
masturbation have to do
So I don't
with
think
sexual education?
depending on how
no.
old the
So like
child
I
is.
think that the part of masturbation was more about knowing your body. Like, oh, if you look under this, if you lift the lips of your vagina and you put your hand under this is what this is. This is where this is. This is what that is. That might come off like masturbation because you do need to actually know your own body. But because that's how all of
how
us will now
does
come out now. 90%
examining
of women
your
are not getting orgasms. Please let
tools
everybody
become
be examined.
masturbation? It's
No,
not
how do you think
masturbation
masturbation
now.
starts? How do you think it started? I'm interested to know how you think masturbation started for most people.
I'm sure it's different for guys and for girls, but
I don't understand. Masturbation was not checking
What
out.
was that
What
look?
checking
What was
was
that
there.
look, Ugo?
I'm sure it's different for guys than for girls.
For us, it's more curiosity. Sometimes they'll tell you, sit in front of the mirror so that you even understand what's in your anatomy.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually the advice they'll give you. Say, sit in front of the mirror, open your bum bum, look at what you have and understand it. That's how you start. So it's not like,
guys, we're all in the open with this.
Well,
Everything's
like you don't
hanging
have a
out.
choice.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm telling you from my own point of view. That's what it starts with, right? So yeah, I can understand why he thinks it's masturbation. I also think it's important that women are taught to understand their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important. It's very, very, very important. It's very, very, very
At
important.
a certain age, yes, I agree.
What you can't put it as an age. Let me explain what you can put it as. You can put it as
10,
a class.
You have no
Because
business knowing
people
anything
start their
about
period at 8.
masturbation.
What age do you think most girls start their period
I feel
at?
like it depends on
Because
what.
I'm like, what do you think is happening in the world?
Obi, I feel like this is relative because it depends on what your family and your children are exposed to. There are conversations you will have to have earlier than some others because the level of protection or seclusion that some kids have is different from, like, I live in a suburb area now. I might not have much problems, but the people that live downtown, they had better be having these conversations about hard life with their 3-year-olds because it's the ghetto out there.
No,
so it's
you're
subjective.
Talking, if I hear you right, you're talking about having a conversation that informs.
We'll be back in a minute.
Oh,
we'll be back in a minute.